Senior U.S. officials informed Israel that Trump wants to withdraw the thousands of American soldiers currently in Syria. Israeli public broadcaster Can reports. Yeah, this one's probably been coming for a while now. I have a different article on this. That's not an article, that's a tweet. Actually, potentially extremely bad. Turkey is going to invade. Turkey is so ready. Yeah. Let me see if I can find an article that's not in Hebrew. AA.com. Wait, hold on. Is .tr Turkey's web domain? AA.com.tr, that's Turkey's web domain. I googled withdraw from Syria, and the first article on the subject that came up was from Turkey. The English site for Turkey. Oh my god, they're ready. Every Turkish institution got their finger over the F5. Oh boy. That's Turkey state media. They are ready. I'm an idiot. What's going to happen? The areas that are controlled by Rojava will probably be invaded by Turkey. Let me bring up the live UA map. Rojava is already fighting off an offensive from the Turkish proxy group, the SNA, and has been kicking the shit out of them. They're even blowing up Turkish artillery. Well, that's based. That's the closest thing we have to good news, is the fact that the average Rojavan fighter is probably significantly more competent than the average SNA fighter. Oh, well, that is a missile being fired. That is definitely true. Overnight Turkish artillery strikes on Zirgan killed 3 civilians, including 1 child. 8 civilians have been wounded. Oh, they're so ready for it. We've covered this before. Hot take, Israel should deploy to Rojava to help defend from Turkey. Why the f would they do that? Which color is good? Yellow is good. Closest we're getting to a nuanced analysis. Israel and Turkey are adversaries. I mean, not the way that, like, Israel, Turkey are both with Rojava. Green is eh. Green is the Revolutionary Liberatory Force. Thank you very much. Okay. Al-Nusra, or formerly Al-Nusra. FSA. You think there's anything behind the amount of invasions and military conflicts that are going on? Yeah. More money to the MIC globally. Hell yeah. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, for those of you who aren't in the know because you don't pay attention, which is crazy because this was a pretty big deal, after being ruled by the Assad regime for, like, I don't know, let's say 1,000 years, Syria got reconquered by the FSA in like 1 day. It was pretty wild. They liberated Syria in conjunction with the Kurds over here in yellow, and now it's a free Syria. Then Israel immediately extended their holding in the Golan Heights and invaded further out, taking control of this mountainous region right here, which they've been using as a forward base to shell military outposts held by the FSA here. Even though the FSA and Israel are not nominally enemies with each other, Israel, you know how they are. Ruben, I know it's spooky. You can't be yelling. I've got a stream to do. There are people watching. I know you want to eat the geckos. You can't. They're also pets. They've been destroying the military capabilities of the FSA and the holdings of the previous regime, of Assad's regime. Assad was probably like the least popular dictatorial leader I've ever seen because nobody liked him after he left. Like, he was literally only there because Russia propped him up. When Assad fled to Russia, nobody in Syria is like, no, come back, our leader. No one gives a you know? HTS? You mean HTS? Yeah, HTS. Did I say FSA? Sorry, HTS. Assad still controlling 1 dot along the coast. Yeah, this is a Russian-held base. Right here. So anyway, they liberated Syria, which is great. Israel says they're going to be staying at Mount Hermon indefinitely, a move surprising no one. Yerp. Western media totally covered for them doing this. Basically, every Western media outlet was saying shit like, Israel expands its holding into the territory adjacent to the Golan Heights. They invaded Syria. Like, that's the term for it. The Golan Heights are already, like, illegally held territory, and they just expanded it. Anyway, so the problem is that Rojava over here is controlled by Kurds, and a lot of people hate Kurds because they're based in red-pilled. The Kurds are a minority ethnic group in a bunch of adjacent countries. They're a minority ethnic group in Iraq that was tormented by Saddam Hussein. They are a minority ethnic group in Iran that is currently tormented by the Ayatollah, the Iranian regime. And they are a minority group in Turkey that is tormented by Erdogan, Their government. So they're a minority in all these countries. Kurdistan right here, like this is where Kurdistan should be more or less, okay? I'm not going to get into the particulars. I'm not going to draw it out with a red pen. More or less this area. There's a lot of Kurds. They deserve their freedom. And Turkey really doesn't want them to have their freedom. So Turkey's been fighting with Rojava for quite a while. Ruben's up to something. He's up to some shit. They hate them because they're based in red-pilled. They do hate them because they're based in red-pilled. I heard Kurds and Turks are natural enemies. There's no such thing as natural enemies. It is geopolitically advantageous and domestically advantageous for these countries to have a minority group to oppress. Dictators love having minority groups to oppress because you can use them to scapegoat problems. You can use crackdowns on them to reinvigorate public support. It's a classic strategy. We've been doing it for millennia. We've been doing it forever and ever and ever. Anyway, for the longest time, the United States has had troops here, a few places in here, in Rojava's territory. Rojava is an ally to the United States. The reason that we're in here is because we're protecting some territory, using them as like a forward military base, and we fought ISIS with them. We were very good at fighting ISIS with them. Very, very good. But now that ISIS is pretty much suppressed, we have military bases here that basically exist just to keep Turkey from invading. And that's it. That's the story. So Turkey's going to take all the yellow? Oh, I don't know exactly. Turkey could take all the yellow. They could go in and exterminate a bunch of Kurds and let, you know, the other Syrian ethnic groups fill the space. They could, there's a lot of stuff they could do potentially, you know? Not good. Why is Turkey in NATO? We put missiles in there. They probably shouldn't be a part of NATO. The whole Cold War thing. Also, strategically valuable asset, blah-de-blah. This got announced before Trump pulled troops out, plus the fact that they're not funding ISIS prisons. No, they are funding them again. The funding is returned there. Leads me to believe there's a non-zero chance Israel is hoping ISIS will return to justify invading Syria. Oh, they'd love it if ISIS came back, for sure. They'd love that shit. Is the timing related to Trump? I mean, yeah, Trump is the one suggesting we pull troops out of Syria. So I'd say that's pretty related to Trump, probably. Rojava is teaming up with other minority groups in Syria like the Druze to get a better position in the negotiations with HTS because HTS is trying to force the SDF to disarm and isn't allowing a decentralized government system. Oh, it's a whole thing. Oi, oi. It's a whole damn thing. We'll see what ends up happening.